Hello, my name is Mira from the Lebanese Biodiversity Podcast, and this is a highlight of last week's episode. My guest on the last episode is Ramy Maalouf, who is a musician and a field naturalist who is passionate about plants. So recently he described a new plant species that he found in Lebanon back in 2019 on Mount Sanin. He called this new species Onosma saninensis. As you see, it's a shrub. Onosma flowers are typically like inverted bells. In this particular species, they start out yellow, they turn orange, and then when the flower is at the very end of its life, they turn blue. Until now, the species is known only from one side of Mount Sanin, which makes it a micro-endemic. So endemics are plants that you only find in a particular geographical area. In this case, we call it a micro-endemic because this particular geographical area is really very, very small. And because it is a micro-endemic, it is more prone to threats like climate change or other habitat destruction that could happen. So how did he find out it was a new species? After the initial hunch, he essentially had to eliminate all the possibilities, verify literature, verify museums, and contact specialists of the genus Onosma to make sure that this was not a species that was known or described before. And after finding it and photographing it in 2019, his paper for the description of the species was finally published this year. When a new plant species is described, a specimen that we call the type, which is the original reference specimen that we use to describe the species, is deposited in a museum, and then other specimens are deposited in other museums to act as backups, basically. The specimen stays as a reference for whoever needs to verify it later. Endemic plants, and especially microendemics, can be very fragile and very prone to disappearing with any habitat threat, and this is why the first step to protecting them is knowing that they exist, knowing where they live, and then taking steps for the protection of their habitat so we can make sure the next generations enjoy them. See you in the next one!